What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chit. I'm back with another video. In today's video, we are going to just have a discussion. Alright, but first of all, my natural face eats. I'm wearing a shirt. Don't do me. But we just gonna do a simple get ready with me, cause did y'all hear my stomach? Damn, I'm hungry. I have not eaten today. So yeah, anyway, we are just going to have a conversation about whatever comes at the top of my head. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is my head wrap. It's eating. Yes, ma'am. You can get head wraps from Hobby Lobby or Joanne Fabric for the low. And yeah, so I had a small one of these instant edge controls, and I just put it together to make one big one. So yeah, but anyway, no, you can get head wraps from Hobby Lobby or any fabric store. I got jersey knit fabric because I know somebody's gonna ask me. But no, first of all, I really want to talk about Kaiser going on strike. So if you don't know, Kaiser Permanente is a hospital in LA, and they're going on strike. I'm not sure if it's like if it's like, you know, nationwide or whatever the fuck, but I know in LA they're going on strike. What are they going on strike for? I'm not really sure. I didn't really do my research or look into it, but I know there has to be some money involved, right? And I am for any body going on strike, okay? I really am. I'm for workers. I am all for workers coming together and going on strike on these big ass companies, right? Because a lot of the time it has to do with not getting paid what you're worth. I feel like if you are not getting paid what you're worth, or if you feel like you're not getting paid what you're worth, especially in LA, right? Because these LA prices are fucking ridiculous, okay? The cost of living everywhere is ridiculous, but especially in LA. If you feel like you are not getting paid what you're worth, it is time to go on fucking strike. Because these companies, they have the money to do so. And it's so funny because things like hospitals, oh, you need those around. You need those around. Okay, you legit need hospitals. Hospitals, if you are looking for a job, healthcare is always going to be there. Construction is always going to be there. That's shit that you actually need. You feel me? So if you're looking for a job, or if you're trying to go into a field, definitely look in fields like that. Teachers are always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You always need teachers. But anyways, yeah, I am all for these workers going on strike. I don't give a fuck what they're striking about. Do it. Because like I said, these companies, they have enough to pay these people what they're owed. You feel me? Some people have families. Some people have medical bills, student loans, all kinds of shit. Give them their fucking money or go on strike, bitch. Like, that's exactly how I feel. That's how I feel about the situation. Because no, pay me what I'm worth. Because these jobs, honestly, let's be real about this situation, right? These jobs do not give a fuck about their workers. They don't. They really don't. These jobs do not give a fuck about their workers. I seen a lot of people in the comment section, they were asking like, wait, who's taking care of the patients? Who's taking care of the patients? So the way my mom explained it, she said travel nurses will come and take care of the patients. So the patients are getting taken care of. Yeah, and I think you get more money being a travel nurse. But that shit can only happen for travel nurses are travel nurses. You feel what I'm saying? Eventually they're gonna have to go somewhere else, and you know what I'm saying. So that's not gonna last long. Just pay these people what they worth. That's just how I feel. I am all for any company or any I am all for workers coming together and going on strike. I really am. Because like I said, the cost of living now is fucking ridiculous, especially in California. Pay these people what they are worth, or we're going on strike. You're not going to have any workers. You're going to continue to need these travel fucking nurses. And like I said, travel nurses can only stay for so long. These jobs do not give a fuck about you. If you, okay, so it's like you have to put in a 2-week notice, right? But you could get fired on the spot. I have to let you know that I'm quitting my job. I have to give you a 2-week fucking notice. But you can fire me on the spot whenever you feel like it. Just because. Y'all know, we've all had a shitty ass manager, right? I worked at a movie theater, right? I had a shitty ass manager. She wasn't shitty to me, but she was shitty to everybody else. And it's like, yo, okay, why are you being shitty like this? So like what she would do is, if you made her mad in any way, shape, or form, or didn't do what she said, first of all, I don't know why people feel like when they become managers, they gotta be like, they're just like superior or whatever the fuck. But it's like, no, you're not, bitch. You work at the movie theater. Like, let's be, you know what I'm saying? Or any position. It's like, come on now. Like, you're probably getting paid. Anyway, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna be near everybody's pocketbook. But anyway, she was an ass. So what she would do is, if you made her mad, she would give you one day, and it would be like the worst day. It would be the worst shift, and she would give you one day. And the main manager, he was never fucking there. When people would complain about her, he'd be like, oh, well, you know, yeah. And we're like, bitch, figure this shit the fuck out. Figure this shit the fuck out. Like, it was so fucking weird to me. I did not. She was nice to me. Like I said, she was nice to me, but she was not nice to everybody else. And that was the manager that hired me. But yeah, she was just a bitch to everybody. And it was just like, why? Like, what the fuck wrong with you? But I feel like these managers be taking a role too fucking seriously. And it's just like, you're doing a lot. You don't get to be rude to workers just because you're a manager and you feel like, oh, we're beneath you or whatever fuck. Like, no, bitch. If I ever became a manager of anything, I want the people under me to fuck with me, right? Because at the end of the day, they keep this shit smooth sailing. They keep, you know, the store or hospital or whatever fuck, they keep that shit moving. The workers do, not the managers. Like, bitch, you just standing over me for a check. I'm actually out here on doing all the damn work and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Anyways, I stand with the workers. Get your money, sis. Get your checks. I love when people go on strike. Because don't be afraid to... What I'm all about is people not being scared to stand up for themselves. Never be afraid to stand up for yourself. Never be afraid to speak up and speak out. Never be afraid to say no. Never be afraid to say yes. Never be afraid of anything. Especially when it comes to your livelihood. These jobs are not paying your bills. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, these people at these jobs are not paying your bills. Do not be afraid to speak up for yourself just because you feel like you're going to lose your job. Because nothing's going to change if that happens. If you just are a yes man because you don't want to lose your job, nothing's going to change. Nothing. And I do mean nothing. Especially being my skin tone and my skin complexion, most of the women watching me are black. Most of the women watching me are black. And if you are not black, I'm assuming you are an ally to the black community. I'm just gonna assume. But yeah, and that's a whole nother story that's a whole nother story. Black women that look like me, we don't get treated fairly especially when it comes to the workplace. Our hair, for example. There had to be a law passed, it's called the Crown Act, for black people to wear their hair in its natural state, the way it grows out of our head. For us to get braids, for us to... Can you believe that? We literally had to get a law passed that says you cannot discriminate against black people's hairstyles. That is wild. And it's like some people don't even know about that act because it has nothing to do with them. So when you talk about the Crown Act, they're like, oh, what is that? And that's why it pisses most of us off when we see Caucasian women wearing braids and things of that nature, because that law, y'all, that law isn't even passed in all 50 states. That law is not even passed in all 50 states yet. So it's literally like, okay, this white girl can cosplay black women. But me, actually being a black woman, if I was to wear a hairstyle like that came from black women, it would be a fucking problem. I still have to, me being a black woman, in some states, depending on where you live, you still have to cater to European styles, which is straight hair. Because a lot of people be saying like, oh, well, black women still straighten their hair. Some of us literally have to do that to survive. But you can cosplay black women and, you know, try to mimic the way we talk and the way we do things and shit like that. And I just feel like that is so weird to me. Like, just be yourself. But then when you say that, you're a racist. And it's like, no, it's not racism, love. It's not racism at all. Honestly. I just feel like that's super weird to me. That's super weird to me. I can't even wear braids in certain states at an establishment, but this white woman can wear braids at an establishment that came from my culture. Because first of all, it's culture appropriation, number one. But I'm not even going to talk about that. But number two, let's just talk about the fairness of it. Because what the fuck? And then, you know, white women, they're always like, oh, well, it's 2023. Yes, it's 2023. However, we're not getting treated fairly at all. Even though it is 2023, it doesn't matter the year if shit isn't changing. You understand what I'm saying? It's 2023. People should be able to do what they want with their hair. Yes, people should be able to do what they want with their hair. But we still can't. Black people still can't. We can't do what we want with our hair. Because the same hairstyle that you have in your head. And then it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me because you want to cosplay black women. Cool, right? But then when it's time for that job interview, you turn that shit off and you turn back into a Becky. Oh. Nobody wants to have that conversation. Nobody is ready for that conversation. When it's time to turn that shit the fuck off, baby, you do it. And you do it well. You turn back into Rebecca. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm not getting. So you want to cosplay black women for fun and games because you know that's going to, you know, piss black women off and we're going to tell you about yourself. But then when it's time to get that job interview, you want to rebrand and call yourself Rebecca now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the weirdest shit to me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it happens every single time. Every single time. Whoa, Vicky is a prime example of that shit. I can name several examples, but Whoa, Vicky is a prime example of that shit. Walking around trying to be black, thinking she has a pass because she was raised by black people or whatever the fuck. But look at her now. She's not doing all that shit that made her famous in the first place. Cash Me Outside girl. How about that? She wasn't talking like that. Well, she's not talking like that now. But that shit made her famous, so she had to go with it. But I can't even be too mad at these people because y'all made them famous. If you want to be famous, just cosplay a black woman. That's crazy to me. And then down the line, you can rebrand and turn back into Rebecca. Does that make sense? No, it does not. It doesn't make sense to me. My race is not a game. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to being black, if I run into the wrong cop, I could lose my life. So you dressing up as a black woman is disgusting. And people always be like, oh, well, you know, braids are not culture. Braids are in every culture. Yes, braids are in every culture. So wear braids that pertain to your culture then. Because box braids, it's not your culture. You're not black. You know what I'm saying? If you're not black, box braids are not your culture. And that's another thing, because people always want to be dense. They come up with that argument. Oh, well, you know, braids are not culture. Braids are for everybody. Braids are this, braids are that. It's like, girl, where's my blush? Seriously, where's my blush? I guess we'll have to use this one. It's not the one I was looking for though. But you gotta be like, oh, braids are for everybody, you know, it's other shit. Yes. They bring up what the Viking braids, and it's like, okay, bitch. Viking braids, for real? Those are not the kind of braids that we're talking about. Like, y'all want to be right so fucking bad when black people are telling you you are dead ass motherfucking wrong with the hairstyles that you want to wear to mimic black women. Like, that shit makes no fucking sense. It's like, I understand black culture is dope, right? I'm a black woman. Black culture is dope. We literally, you can't not like it. But there's a difference between liking it and respecting it and mimicking it. And then when people tell you that you are dead ass wrong, you still don't give a fuck and you still decide to be racist. Because most of the Caucasian women that I see wearing braids and things like that, trying to mimic and cosplay black women, are indeed racist. Because when you tell them they're wrong, when you tell them you're not supposed to be wearing that, when you tell them like my culture is not dress up, what do? They spew their racism and talk about your physical features as a black woman. Big nose, fat lips, monkey. No? We're giving these beauty supply stores all this money, right? And they don't even respect us. These non-black beauty supply stores, when we walk in, we feel my stomach is really hungry. Like, did y'all hear that, girl? When we walk into some of these non-black beauty supply stores, it's very fearful. I remember I went into a beauty supply store. I've never gone back to this beauty supply store. The security guard, I believe I told y'all about this too, I'm not sure. The security guard, he was standing outside. He was sitting in his car, right? And then when me and my mom went in, he got out of his car. And he like stood in front of the door while we were like shopping. And me and my mom looked at each other like, never coming here again. Never coming here again. Never coming here again. That made me feel like, I can't even describe the feeling I had. I don't want to feel like I'm being watched when I go to the store. Because of my skin color. Because I tell you something. When the Mexican girl came out the store, he was sitting in his car. But when a black daughter and her black mom went into the store, he had to come out of his truck. Interesting. These beauty supply stores that we are giving business to do not even respect us. But this video is getting a little long. If you enjoy videos and topics like this, stay tuned. If there is something that you would like me to talk about and touch base on, I can do that. I can definitely do that. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram's Kyla Latrice. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is Kyla Latrice98. Make sure you follow my backup TikTok, Kyla Latrice99. And I will see y'all in my next video.